Let me explain something to you. In this game, there's, your stat page, your loot filter, your X, Y, and Z, etc., etc. Um, but there's a really, really cool material that changes anything into the highest rarity item in the game. I had 50 of these. I now have 7. I was rolling for a bunch of things on my other characters for other things that I needed. And I ended up rolling into the helmet for this build. Previous video had me super upset because I spent probably, I think I want to say I completed like 40 of these little huts. 40 of these. Cleared out 40. It said 40. By the time I found one of them that would drop the helmet, and then it didn't drop anything instead. So, yeah, it was really disappointing. This build is going to be my Nova Black Hole. Black Hole, so elemental damage is going to do cold and fire. There's a singularity node on it, which allows it to, like, it's a binary system. So they, like, rotate around each other, kind of like yin yang. I think it's going to be really, really cool. I think it's going to be really fun. And I'm going to utilize a couple things on leveling this. And then eventually we'll change off of most of our gear. We'll be changing Flame Rush and Volcanic Orb into probably Teleport and Frost Claw. And we'll have Frost Claw be our main damage caster, and it'll just trigger elemental novas. It'll trigger all the elemental novas for us. This helmet is really, really important. Okay. On top of this saying if you directly cast it, then it's really big. So use that for clear. Use Frost Claw for DPS against a boss. That way you have 2 different abilities on your bar ready to go whenever you need it. And then your Black Hole is for bossing, and it's for really, really beefy enemies if you need it, stuff like that. Similar to what Volcanic Orb is offering us right now. This gives us plus stats, so it gives us 4 levels into this. In addition, it's going to give us the ability to have all 3 Novas active at the same time when you cast it. So without it, that's not even close to where I was dragging. Okay. Okay. So without it, you get like a fire, a lightning, cold, and it's random. Okay. With it on, it afflicts them with all 3 status effects that these elements provide: ignite, shock, and chill. This makes it really, really big, and because it's all 3 nodes, it's technically all 3 types. So this, in theory, should give Elemental Nova an extra plus 3 skills. I'll figure it out when I hit level 77 and I'm high enough level to equip it. And then this is going to cover all of our tankiness. But yeah, I'm just going to play around with it, level up a little bit. It's fairly on the weak side. Mostly because the gear is not there, and we're not even utilizing one of our bars until we get this leveled up. So we're close. We got 4 more passive points to go. We also have more story to get through too. So we have a good amount of stuff to do to give us more of our points. So I'll take the penetration. We'll take the crit. Base crit. Okay. There's a lot better skills to provide us with more mana. However, focus, if you see on my R, gives me a huge chunk of mana just by holding it down for a little bit, so I'm using that as a burst. Volcanic Orb costs 50 mana right now, which is really, really expensive. If Black Hole costs that much, hopefully there's some built-in mana regen into the tree. Like if it kills something, I get back mana. Because if it doesn't, I'm not gonna know what to do. I'm gonna have to get really, really lucky on my gear for mana regen, spell cost, stuff like that. Flame Rush also costs a lot because it casts a Volcanic Orb at the same time. So Flame Rush costs like 70. Your movement skill, your get out free spell costs an arm and a leg. So yeah. Yep. There is a cat. There is a cat. Eventually, when you play this game, you're like strong enough where you're doing a lot of damage, and then the enemies catch up to you, and then they pass you. We're suffering. We're suffering big time. We don't do nearly enough damage, and this character, for some reason, just always never does enough damage. There's one viable build for it. It's required to have a bunch of uniques for it too. But it's kind of abysmal how long it takes. There we go. Took us like 5 minutes to clear it, but we did it. Yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. I'm hoping at like level 70 it pops off and just starts destroying the entire game, and that you get I prove to y'all that I do know what I'm doing. All right. Well, keep you updated later. Y'all want to know what's just better than the previous idea? An idea that kills things with big flashy explosions. It's super late, but I thought I would just show you what I changed it to. Nova and Black Hole are still the premise of the abilities. But we're casting a bunch of stuff for free through our weapon. Which is pretty cool. Yeah.